Please rise for the pledge.
Figure it out.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Bunton.
Here.
Campbell.
Here.
Dempsey.
Here.
Ford.
Here.
Fournier.
Here.
Crop. Here. Menser.
Here. Announcements, acknowledgements, communications reports, including our quarterly department head reports. I don't know where you want to start. Do you have any announcements other for meetings? No?
No.
It's up to you.
Okay, let's,
You only have a couple here.
we'll start with Linda Kunith from the Finance Department.
Hi, we had a really busy quarter. I wanted to start off with wishing Patty Pavlicek a happy retirement. We had a long-term employee from the Treasury Department retire, and we're wishing her many years of long and happy and traveling and just good stuff. So we're in the process of filling that position now. We hope to have that done shortly. In this last quarter, of course, you'll remember from just last meeting, putting the budget in place for 2018-19. We had public hearings and it was approved. In the assessing department, we had the Assessing Administration Services, AAS company, came in place starting April 1 for a retirement of Nancy Strahl. And they are working out very well. Again, the same contact extension 304 at the city if you have any questions, and they're available to answer. Tax bills for the summer are going out July 1st, and payments are accepted through September 17th. The 15th falls on a weekend this year, so you have that extra day to make the payment if needed, but again, starts July 1st. This past quarter, we had an average of 2,400 utility bills that were mailed out. About 103 in April and May were delinquent. Generated an additional $3,600 in fees to reestablish service once they were shut off. The Parkmobile app continues to be very popular, and in just April and May, the city collected $15,300 for just the parking app, which has been very easy to use. You just download it on your phone, and it'll remind you when you need to make additional payments. The city was busy in the IT end, where the new phone system should be coming in shortly. All of the connectivity, we've been working with AT&T to get all the buildings connected. We're working through some of the bugs, but it was quite an undertaking to get all of the buildings up to where they should be, to communicate with each other and provide service. Hopefully with the new website, you'll see great enhancements in being able to utilize the city's connectivity, and for us to be able to talk to each other more effectively. The city did have approval to purchase new software, financial software, so again, we'll be integrated with our financial software, and we started with the cash receipting program. So if you are at the Treasury Department, they've gone through training and they're implementing, so hoping by July 1 they'll have the new software ready to go. And then on purchasing, was very busy. She had 21 bids that went out, 3 insurance claims, 240 purchase orders, 43 agenda items, and 27 service orders for building repairs. That was all through mid-June. Are there any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that, Jeanette Best from the Utilities Department.
I'm going to give you some numbers that are actually estimated numbers of the water we produced, because we've still got 2 weeks left to produce more water. We produced about 218 million gallons of exceptional quality drinking water, 504 million gallons of treated wastewater, and we responded to 141 customer service requests. At the water treatment plant, we fabricated a new shaft and mixing blades for the flash mixer. That's because the old one is so old we couldn't buy parts for it, so we fabricated parts for it. We completed the consumer confidence report, and it's posted on the city's website. We also distributed that to Clinton Township and Harrison Township so they can provide it to their customers. We cleaned the equalization basin, replaced the motor starter and motor on the plant air compressor, which provides air to a lot of the equipment that we operate. The 1959 building roof replacement bid was approved, and the work will begin soon. That's been a long time coming. We're going to replace that whole roof. The city was awarded a pilot drinking water infrastructure grant in the amount of $346,000 for the lead service line replacement and enhancement of the drinking water asset management plant. The state actually sent us a letter and told us to apply for this grant. So with the help of AEW, and Jeff kind of fronted that, and we got a grant of $346,000.
Congratulations.
The wastewater treatment plant, we land applied 1,411,000 gallons of biosolids to the agricultural land as fertilizer. We installed 2 new ferric chloride feed pumps. We installed a new air cooler and filters on the plant air compressor line. We had the electric motors on 2 of the raw sewage pumps repaired, and the staff installed them. We installed a new impeller on number 3 raw sewage pump. Those are hanging on. And we also replaced the flushing water valve on the centrifuge. Our second centrifuge is out for repairs, and I talked to the repair facility. They said we should have it back in a week and a half or so. So we're looking forward to having 2 functioning centrifuges, which is the first time in a long time that we've had those. In the water and sewer maintenance group, they repaired 5 water main breaks, none in June so far. Yay, team. Repaired 3 catch basins and a storm sewer that consumers energy damaged by boring a gas line through it.
That's wonderful.
We had a sinkhole, and when we went out to investigate the sinkhole, found that the catch basin and the storm line that went from the catch basin over to the main line, they had gone right straight through it and collapsed it. So they just finished replacing that today. The fire hydrant painting project is underway again. It started last week, so you should see some folks out there with a lot of yellow paint. The cleaning and televising of the city's sanitary and combined sewers is about 95% complete, and I think that's probably what I told you the last time I was here. Mostly these are punch list items that are left to finish. So we're moving right along with that. That project should be completed by mid-October, and the report and final survey will be done. Does anybody have any questions?
Thank you very much.
Brian Tingley from Community Development.
Okay, these are some department stats through the end of May. There were 214 building and other trade permits issued, 564 new code enforcement cases open, 201 rental inspections and vacant property verifications, 94 rental certificates of compliance were issued, and 9 new certificates of occupancy were issued. And the city's contractor performed 61 cuttings of properties that had long grass or weeds. This quarter, department staff attended meetings of the DDA, Historical Commission, Planning Commission, Harbor Commission, and Historic District Commission. We worked with Advancing Macomb and the Clinton River Watershed Council on planning a riverfront cleanup event that took place in April. We submitted a request for additional 2018 CDBG funding to Macomb County, and also submitted the city's capital improvement plan to the MEDC's Redevelopment Ready Communities program. We oversaw the advanced reservations for boat slip rentals for the Independence Day fireworks event that's upcoming, and attended the Martha T. Berry groundbreaking ceremony for a 2,600 square foot addition and building renovation that is going to get underway fairly soon. And then lastly, I attended the International Economic Development Council's Managing an Economic Development Organization course in April. And the Planning Commission approved a site plan for Concord Tools for a 14,000 square foot addition at their location in between North Groesbeck and North Rose.
Wow.
And that's everything.
Thank you.
Next, we'll have Lisa from the city clerk's office.
The May 8th special election for the Macomb Community College millage went smoothly, and we are very pleased with the efficiency of our new voting equipment, as well as the excellent service provided by our election workers to our residents. Currently, the clerk's office is preparing for the August 7th primary election. Absentee ballot applications were mailed out to voters on our permanent absentee list on June 11th. However, anyone who is eligible to vote by absentee ballot may contact the clerk's office to obtain an application at any time. The last day to register to vote for the August election is Monday, July 9th. Precinct 5, which is located at Carnes Community Center or Jermaine Jackson Center, will again be relocated to vote here at City Hall. Voters in Precinct 5 will receive a notice by mail in July. This information will also be on the city's Facebook, website, and cable channel. Over 500 annual business registration applications were mailed to all businesses in Mount Clemens in May. All business registrations expire June 30th of each year. We are currently processing these registrations as they are received. We have also begun a project to preserve our city's history by having all of the old City Commission minute books and ordinance books rebound by a local business, Tesmer Bookbindery. Tesmer Bookbindery is one of the oldest businesses in Mount Clemens and is one of the only binderies who still repair books the same way it has for the past 89 years. These books date back to the mid-1800s. We anticipate the project taking about 2 years to complete. The clerk's office has processed numerous FOIA requests this quarter for residents and businesses seeking information and documents from various city departments. And the city clerk's office continues to assist the city manager's office with the various meeting agendas, correspondence, answering phones, and participates in the bicentennial committee.
Thank you.
The Department of Public Services over the last quarter has attended several meetings with MDOT regarding future street repair projects and the combined sewer separation project. We have set up and cleaned up the many special events, including the Let's Move Festival of Races, Art Fair, Car Cruise, and have begun preparations for the fireworks. Assisted the Beautification Committee in celebrating Arbor Day by planting an oak tree with the 3rd grade students at Seminole Elementary. In honor of the 200th anniversary of the city, the students also put together a time capsule which will be opened the year the students graduate high school. We've planted and watered flowers at the many locations throughout the city, performed the monthly methane monitoring and a DEQ mandated dewatering event of the methane ventilation system at the former Mount Clemens landfill, cleaned, graded, and set up the ball diamonds at Memorial Field for rentals as scheduled. The street sweeper was able to sweep every street in the city twice this spring and will continue around the city throughout the summer intermittently as time and staffing levels permit. The street department assisted local volunteer agencies in a spring cleanup of MacArthur, Shadyside, and Sleepy Hollow Park, performed annual preparations at the farmers market for the beginning of the market season. The forestry crew responded to several trees and large branches down during the windstorm on May 4th, where wind speeds hit near 55 miles an hour during that storm. We have begun mulching the landscape planting beds at various city properties. And in support of Alzheimer's awareness, we have lit the City Hall gazebo this week with purple lights. It will be lit from June 17th through June 25th. Started and repaired the irrigation systems in the downtown, city parks, and parking lots. Responded to 98 animal control related complaints. And to date, parking enforcement has issued 1,149 parking citations, which is estimated to generate approximately $122,000 in meter revenue, and have supplied services to over 13,000 persons utilizing the dial ride system.
Thank you. No other reports from commissioners? No. Okay, I need a motion to adopt the agenda.
I would like to move 10A to 9D.
Okay. Do I have a second on that?
Second.
Roll call.
Bunton,
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Fournier.
Yes.
Crop.
Yes.
Menzer.
Yes.
Okay, this is the time on the agenda. We have excuse me, public participation. All we ask is that you give us your name, your residential address, and you adhere to our 3-minute rule. So the mic is open.
Hi, everyone. I'm Carol Dwyer. I live at 240 North Wilson off of Hubbard. I'd like to know, I was here last month about the noise of the factory behind us. I want to know if anything was done with that because we're still hearing it. If anybody went over there and talked to them or anything was done with that. Does anybody know anything?
Well, there was, we did have a meeting, the city did meet with representatives from DHL and Chrysler. They have proposed to us some ideas that they're going to do to help alleviate some of that noise. It is going to take a little bit of time for that. They're going to look at, I believe, moving a baler inside and away from that fence area. I don't know exactly where that stands with them. We do have another meeting scheduled next week so that we can
Okay,
discuss.
so they're not talking about
exactly.
building a wall or anything?
Not at this point,
Which,
no.
that's what we suggested because
Well, I
of the
understand
noise.
that, but I can't force them to do
Right,
that at this
right.
point, so we're.
We just want to see that something's being done.
Yes, we have
you
met
know.
with them and it was.
We have to live there.
Right, yeah, and we made them very aware of that as well, so.
Okay.
Right,
And I
we're trying
have
to
a-
get them to work, you know.
Okay, I thank you. I have another complaint. On 252, 242, 240, and 230, our backyards are flooded. The city doesn't know why they're flooded. I've talked to Laurel Emerson. She's tired of hearing from me, I'm sure. And this John, whatever his name is, that's the head of the water department or whatever his department is. And they keep saying they can't find where the water's coming from. But now it's up to my garage. And I bought a pool, and this pool, when they went to dig, water is coming up like crazy. So now I have a pool that I'm paying for that's in my garage. And also, we can't play in the backyard. I mean, it's flooded and it's mud now because they started the pool and now they can't get nothing done, you know? So what's the city gonna do about that? Because we don't know what to do and we'd like to use our backyard.
Well, I've also met with the engineers out there on site. There is no city utilities at all running through that area.
So what do we
so,
do?
At this point, what's going to happen in the very near future is the city is going to install a pump to try and see if we can dry up that area and see where that water is coming from. I mean, the residents may have to install some type of a drainage system.
Well,
There's
it's
no
got-
explanation of
It's
where
gotta
that
be
water
coming
is
from
coming.
someplace, you know,
Well,
I get no, and, you know, and I'm thinking the engineers had to find out something, so when I talked to the water department, they said, we don't know what the engineers found out,
Right.
you know, so.
Yeah,
I'll be
the
back.
city has absolutely no utilities running through there, so it's not city water.
Okay.
Anyone else?
Hello, my name is Wendy Ziem. I'm here with my husband, John Ziem. We live at 242 North Wilson Boulevard. We've been residents there for 25 plus years, and this is my first time attending a city commission meeting. I have actually three problems I would like to address. We've always enjoyed living in Mount Clemens, but this past year has been an exception. The first problem was addressed by several of our neighbors during the May 7th and May 21st City Commission meetings. It's regarding the excessive noise and light pollution at night being generated by the business, the Chrysler DHL industrial facility at 151 Lafayette. After viewing the meeting video from June 4th, I think Commissioner Bunton said that there was some progress with meeting with the people there. That they have a peaceful solution to our problems. So I appreciate the help that you guys are giving us for that because it's been 24/7, just noise. And the only thing we noticed is the light that was on the utility pole in Carol's yard is now off. So that's the only change that we've noticed. If there's a way that they could cease the trucking and high-low traffic and exterior noise from the nighttime hours, and maybe even let us enjoy a quiet Sunday once in a while, that would be great. In addition to the comments from our other neighbors, I have to add the following. They installed a guard shack directly behind our property, and we have absolutely no privacy in our backyard, ever. There's incoming trucks that travel between the shack and our back fence to gain access to the business property. The conversations between the drivers and the guards can be heard all through the night. We're unable to leave our windows open due to it sounding like people are talking in our backyard all night. Because we're unable to open our windows, we must run our AC in an attempt to keep cool and comfortable, an unexpected expense that we are incurring. During a normal summer, we would only run our AC maybe a few days in the summer, the hottest days of the year. The guard shack appears to have no restroom facilities. I have witnessed the guards urinating on my back fence. We have experienced employees yelling and screaming at 3 a.m. in the morning. We've witnessed employees exceeding the speed limit on North Wilson Boulevard and Lafayette, as well as not obeying the stop signs at those intersections. Semi-trucks have been seen traveling down North Wilson Boulevard, even though there's signs posted stating that it's not allowed. If the guard shack is to remain in its current location, is there any chance that they could build either a natural or man-made fence as a sound barrier, just so we could at least restore our privacy and some peace and quiet? The second problem I would like to address is the blight at our next door neighbor's home at 252 North Wilson Boulevard.
Okay, I'm going to, go ahead. I'll
Okay,
let you
thank
finish.
It's a residence directly to our north. I know the city was working with a homeowner last year to correct the problem. There was some minor improvements last summer, but no improvements have happened since the homeowner abandoned her residence in December of 2017. The only lawn mowing that has happened in 2018 is a result of the help of neighbors, including myself, who do not wish to look at this eyesore. There are 2 abandoned vehicles in the driveway, most likely not up to date on registrations and insurance. Noxious weeds are becoming a problem. Trash and debris is everywhere. The backyard has not been mowed all year as a result of the third problem yet to be addressed. There's a wasp nest in an old lawnmower in the backyard that was not addressed last year and will most likely become a bigger problem this year. The homeowner has also abandoned her pet cat, which now roams the neighborhood freely and must fend for itself for food and water. It no longer uses the overflowing litter box that was left outside their side door and instead prefers to use my flower beds. It is doubtful that this pet has ever been licensed or vaccinated. We've seen where the city has put posts on their front door, but nothing is happening. If the homeowner won't correct the problems, is there anything that the city can do to help? Problem number 3.
Ma'am, if I could encourage you to contact the city manager's office, we can certainly work through and try and address all of
Absolutely
those
on
issues.
that.
Because you're talking about many problems that go
Yes.
to all different types of departments.
Sure.
So if I could
Okay.
encourage you to contact the city manager's office, we'll certainly help.
We're
Is there
on it.
anybody in particular I should
You-
ask?
Right
You
here.
can ask for Jeff Wood, yeah.
Okay.
Get
great.
him.
Okay?
Okay.
Thanks.
Yep.
That. Okay. Can we hear?
Can I address my last problem?
Third problem? I think that, call him,
Okay.
okay? Because he'll work with you on getting that taken
Great.
care of.
Because it's in regards to the water that's in our
Right.
backyards.
And that's something they're already looking at.
Okay,
For
great.
that, so,
All right.
absolutely.
Thank you so much for
Okay,
listening. I
thank you.
appreciate it.
oh, way to go. Anybody else?
Hello, my name is Patrick Avajuda. I operate Cedar Wholesale at 138 Northbound Gratiot. I came here tonight to ask the City Council if they would opt into the Medical Marijuana Act that passed a few years ago, or a couple years ago, sorry. Instead of waiting to see what happens in the upcoming election. By opting in, it'll give us a little bit more hope for new businesses to come in, but also take up new permits and occupancy certificates and more income for the city, more water usage, bringing more traffic to support the current businesses that are here now. I've been here for 8 years, and there's a lot of vacant buildings being around, and by opting in, It might give us some more hope for new businesses, new owners to come in and actually buy up and occupy these vacant facilities. I mean, a lot more traffic for the city, more income for the city that really needs it. I just hope that you guys consider it and opt in and get before our November election and be at least somewhat on time versus being behind the ball and while the other cities around us have already opted in and capitalizing on fees and everything else. So I'm hoping for the city to opt in on the medical. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Michelle Weiss, 18200 Terra Drive, Clinton Township. I'm with the DDA. I just wanted to remind everyone that this Friday, June 22nd, is our Independence Day celebration with a concert and fireworks. Tarps and blankets can be placed on the riverfront after 8 a.m. on Friday morning. The concert will be at 8 p.m. The name of the band is 50 Amp Views. The fireworks will be at dusk, which is approximately 10 o'clock. We will also have the torch will do the final run into our downtown. They will be coming in up to the stage area, and Mark Hackle will be making a small announcement. The torch will have traveled through 27 communities in 2 days. Also want to remind everyone we still have tickets for the Bootleggers Ball, which is on the June 23rd on Saturday at 7:30 at the Emerald Theater. Tickets, as I said, are still available. Costumes are optional. And I do want to remind everyone that our next Uptown Friday night concert will be July 6th at the Fountain Stage on Macomb Place. And the band is a country band called Outbound. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I just want to say a couple more things. I want to say that the water is up to my garage now, and this standing water, we're going to have all kinds of bugs in there and mosquitoes, and we have little kids, so they're going to get sick, you know, so we need to do something about this.
They are working on it
Okay.
as we speak. Thank you. Anybody else? Okay. No administrative responses. I need a motion to approve the minutes from previous meetings.
Move to approve the minutes from previous meeting.
Second.
Roll call.
Campbell.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Fournier.
Yes.
Crop.
Yes.
Menser.
Yes.
Bunton.
Yes.
Okay, on to general business. 9A, request approval to enter into an agreements for the inspector services in the Community Development Department for the 2019 fiscal year. Motion?
Move to approve the agreement for inspector services between the City of Mount Clemens and Joseph A. Orr, Michael L. Theron, and Fusion Electric, Inc., and to authorize the mayor and the city clerk to execute the same.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay.
Matthew Berman will provide building official, building inspector, and mechanical inspector services and shall receive an annual fee of $68,000 and be paid bi-weekly for said services. Joseph Orr will provide plumbing inspector services and shall receive an annual fee of $37,000 and be paid bi-weekly for said services. Michael Farron will provide rental inspector services and shall receive an annual fee of $48,000 and be paid bi-weekly for said services. Fusion Electric Incorporated will provide electrical inspector services and shall receive an annual fee of $37,000 and be paid bi-weekly for said services. With City Commission approval, the one-year contract shall become effective July 1st, 2018 and will expire on June 30th, 2019. The contracts have been reviewed by the city attorney and contractors.
I think that the motion should be amended to add in the contract with Matthew M. Berman. The written motion, recommended motion does not contain that. And I would, it doesn't have that in the recommended motion that was read.
Okay.
Just read your motion, adding in the Matthew Berman contract.
That's
To
interesting.
amend.
I'm way off of that now.
I think you have to amend. I think just
Yeah, motion to amend.
motion to amend
Depending on-
the recommendation.
Motion to amend the motion to add Matthew M. Berman's contract.
Matthew and Berman.
Yeah.
Okay. Move to amend the motion to include Matthew Berman as one of the people being hired
Building inspectors.
as building official. Okay.
Who seconded that? Oh, I was going to
Oh,
say.
I think I seconded it.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. Are there any comments or questions? Commissioner Menser.
These contracts all state that the contractor shall devote such time, attention, and energies to the business of the city of Mount Clemens as is necessary for the contractor to satisfactorily perform his duties, as, you know, his duties. I kind of have a problem with this. We've talked about this before. These inspectors are in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. They're in from 8 to 9. People work. People aren't always available. People can't always take time off. I would like to see at least one night and at least one Saturday a month. Also, the $3,000 increase for the 2 inspectors, for the plumbing and for the electrical inspector, those are approximately 9% increases. We're not giving our employees 9% increases. And so I have a hard time with that. We have talked before about, paying by the hour, paying by the job, something like that. And I would actually like to see us go to something like that instead of just paying a blanket amount.
Anyone else have any comments?
I was
Commissioner Crop.
okay. I was under the impression that last year we had approved these contracts, but had said that we were interested in looking into, going into, or at least exploring the idea of going into working with a company that would manage the inspection services for us, and because we were not super pleased with what we were getting for what we're paying, and so that I was surprised to see this come up in the same manner as what we've been working on. So that's my thoughts.
Commissioner Ford.
Go ahead, ladies first.
Commissioner Fournier.
Thank you. I agree that the increase is bothersome, given that the employees have not gotten that type of an increase. And I just think it's a high increase for when you look at cost of living and other payments that we've had to make. The other thing that bothers me is that all of them have been lumped into one motion. I think that there are issues with certain of these contracts that I would take exception to, so that I think that they should be voted on independently.
Commissioner Ford.
I think they deserve it. Have you ever had to deal with some of these people in inspections? It's kind of rough. They only work 5 days a week. You can't support a family on $37,000 if you got a couple of kids. If you ever follow them, they do a pretty good job.
Anyone else? Commissioner Campbell.
These full or part-time positions?
They're independent contractors. They set their, with Brian, they set their schedules. If we directed their total employment, then they would have to be employees. That's one of the reasons that in 2011, we went to the independent contractors.
I would assume this is pretty much market value.
You mean, it's definitely market value. I'm not sure. There's been a lot said. I don't know what what I should respond to first or anything. I mean,
The company that you had looked at previously.
that we brought the contract. to
Yes,
City
that you
Commission.
brought the contract and the commission turned it down.
Correct.
Totally different situation. Totally different situation.
Pardon?
I mean, that was under a different administration.
no-
It was a different time. It was,
Well,
Nothing
I'm
would have
just
been
saying.
different from the proposal. If
Right.
anything, that probably would have gone up
right,
in cost from 2 years ago.
right. Okay, what,
How long has it been since the contractors have, Been at the
It's
same
7 years. It
rate
was
of
2011, the start of the fiscal, the 2012 fiscal year is when we went to this independent contractor. So the plumbing and the electrical that is being proposed to go increase by the $3,000, there have been no increases to those two contract amounts since 2011. And so the percentage that is going up pretty much runs equal to what the cost of living increases have been since 2011. The contract for $68,000, that is for the two trades, building and mechanical, with an understanding that inspections will be offered Monday through Friday. The rental inspection services, those inspections are also offered Monday through Friday. And in my memo, I think in terms of summarizing the overall cost, the amount of contracts for inspection services that is being proposed is $20,000 more than it was 7 years ago. 7 years ago, there were only part-time inspections Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. With these contracts in place now, we would have building, mechanical, and rental Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I think the value that we're seeing in terms of the amount of inspections that can be conducted, when they can be conducted, is definitely going up, $20,000 over the course of 7 years.
anyone else? Any questions for Ryan?
And I think the other thing is that looking at, we had originally talked about hiring a full-time building official / inspector, city employee. And speaking with the current contractor, he was interested in doing that, but remaining contracted. And I think that does gives us some flexibility in kind of a transition period as we move into more of a full-time role, kind of giving us an evaluation period, and then we can look at hiring full-time, or even looking back at a company like Safe Build or some others that do that.
Okay. I'm sorry, Commissioner Menser?
I had a question for the attorney through the chair. If we wanted to separate these, how would we go about that at this point?
Well, I think there's a motion on the floor, so we got to vote on that motion first.
Can we vote to amend that?
we just did.
Just amended it. I think you should vote on the motion on the floor. Then if it,
And then Brian can bring them back if
he
it
can
does
bring
not
it back,
pass?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Is that whichever, okay, let's call the motion.
Dempsey,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Fournier,
No.
Crop,
No.
Menser,
No.
Bunton,
Yes.
Campbell.
No.
Okay, your pleasure? It failed,
It
excuse
failed.
me, it failed.
3-4.
So what is your pleasure?
It
What are you
must-
requesting administration to do now?
Separate them.
Separate them in each one individually?
Individual motions,
Individual motion?
or, yes.
Okay, if there's anything else, would you please take the time to contact administration before the next meeting? Or do you want to vote tonight? Is that what you're saying?
Well,
I need clarification.
If we could do it,
Any clarification?
Okay,
the contracts
There's
expire
no
on
point in
June
bringing
30th.
back, the contract expired June 30th. And there's no sense in bringing back a contract as is if it's not going to get passed.
so it sounds like,
He needs clarification.
yes, he needs clarification.
What are we voting
so I think
against?
there's I think there's different issues that we're having with some of these. I know Mine is with the rental inspection, for one. As a full-time position, I think that we have to do an increased number of rental inspections, and I don't think that we're getting the quality of those inspections either. And I speak from that personally as well as from others. That is one of my problems. I think that there are other issues as well that we need to
Apparently, some of you have talked about them, so let's talk about them, because the rest of
Unfortunately,
us are in the
I did
dark
not
here.
get this till late. I was out of town. So otherwise, I would have called in and talked to you about it. But that is one of my major concerns.
And
Yeah, the number of rental inspections is somewhat out of our control, because we can only schedule them in cooperation with the property owner. So it's not completely in our control about the number of rental inspections that occur.
Then I would like to see them try to do that more often, because right now I think you average about once every 2 years, as from what I've asked for before, what I've talked about before, and I believe they need to be more often on, at least with those rentals that have issues. I mean, there are some very good landlords in this city, and I could sit up here and rattle a few names off, but there are some very poor landlords that have not maintained their properties, that have, actually, the living conditions for the residents are not anything I would want anyone to live in. And having personally torn down a couple of these, I don't know how they could have ever passed a rental inspection. And so I feel personally that we need to, make this a more focused, or work on making a tougher program, a tougher, more intense, or more often. What it would take. I can't go into all the details, because I don't do it. But all I know is I've seen a lot of issues.
Denise, I think you were.
I would like to see an addition of hours, meaning one night a week. And I don't see that that's, directing them. They could pick a Tuesday, they could pick a Wednesday, they could pick a Thursday. I would like to see some night hours for the residents who work and have a hard time taking that off, or who don't get paid to take that off. They don't get reimbursed from their employer to take time off. And I would like to see a Saturday for those, to do these only Monday through Friday. We are no longer a Monday through Friday economy. And I would like to see that.
Yeah, two things. I'm not aware of any city that provides after-hour weekend inspections. And then going back to the independent contractor status, we have to be very careful about what we dictate in terms of hours and days. At some point, if we dictate too much, we could get in trouble, and they're going to be considered a city employee. So if that's the route we want to take, moving all the inspectors back to city employees, then we can certainly look at that.
Well, then,
but that's the kind of that's the direction we need.
I think.
Well, then could we pay them as a contractor, either per job or hourly?
May I make a suggestion? I think it sounds like there's a number of issues on both sides of the aisle here that I would like for you to please contact administration, share with them what you're looking for, because we're not going to resolve it tonight here at this meeting. I know their contract is up June 30th. That means you're going to have to see if they'll extend their current contract until the next meeting, or they don't do any work, I guess. I don't know how you're going to resolve that. But it just sounds like that we're not going to resolve all these issues this evening. So please contact administration so we don't have to go through this the next meeting.
Can
All right.
I ask a question of Mike? Does this vote need to be done in a public forum?
Sure.
Okay. Just double checking. I was thinking, okay.
So I know some of you didn't get your packets till late, out of town. But in the future, please, if you have things like this, contact administration right away, especially since we're under the gun here, I guess.
June 30th. But anyway, unfortunate we're into that. Okay? Is that fine with you guys?
Sounds good.
That's all you can do. You can't do anything else tonight.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Moving right along. 9B, request approval of a resolution opposing House Bills 5916/5917 to amend Public Act 287 of the 1969. Need a motion.
Move to approve the resolution opposing HB 5916/5917 and forward the same to the Governor, House, and Senate representatives, encouraging them to support this resolution.
I think that's a wording error. Because in the first line it says oppose, and in the last line it says support.
Yeah, it's supporting the resolution that's opposing those
Yeah.
House bills.
Okay.
That's right.
All right.
Who seconded?
Ron did. Sorry, Commissioner Hazel.
Okay, it's all yours.
There are two House bills, 5916/5917, being proposed that would amend Public Act 287 of 1969. The bills proposed would restrict a local unit of government's ability to adopt and enforce an ordinance regulating pet shops and animal shelters. House Bill 5916 does have some restrictions to the sale of dogs by pet shops. However, it would leave opportunity for the sale of animals from inhumane breeding facilities. House Bill 5917 creates the act that would prohibit a county, city, township, or village from enacting or enforcing ordinances, policies, or rules that regulate pet shops.
Questions, comments? Commissioner Fournier?
I was just wondering, does anyone have any information as to the background of this? Why they're imposing this, or?
I have no idea why.
Okay.
I think, go ahead.
There's been a group that has been extremely active throughout the state of Michigan for a number of years that believes there should not be pet shops, period. And they've been very active in various communities, including yours. And I would imagine that the legislature, this is in response to certain activities or ordinances that local communities have adopted that the legislature obviously feels they shouldn't have, and that they're going to control the process.
Thank you.
Okay, roll call, please.
Ford.
Yes.
Fournier.
Yes.
Crop.
Yes.
Menzer.
Yes.
Bunton.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes. 9C, approve purchase and payments of invoices. Need a motion?
Motion to approve purchases
Wait.
and payment of invoices as presented.
Have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Menzer.
I just wondered on the cabinet replacement for the lunchroom for the wastewater treatment plant. I just wondered if that price came with installation or if our trades groups or our employees were installing those.
We felt it would be a lot easier and quicker if we had installation. That's still being reviewed internally, but the option for the estimated installation is in there, and there's plenty of funds available for this particular project, whether the installation is done by an outside company or it's done in-house.
Okay.
I too have just a real quick question. It's
Sure.
more for the attorney. I know in the past, sometimes when we're only a few $100s off, we try to stay with businesses that are in our community who are paying taxes versus going out. And this cabinet Better Built, it's only $406 difference between Lowe's in Clinton and Cabinet Built, who's been here 100 years, 35 years, whatever, and is paying taxes. So I don't think we're going to get in any trouble by requesting that we change that vote to the cabinets Better Built.
Well,
I would support that.
which one's being recommended?
Lowe's,
Oh,
because they're the lowest, by $400.
yeah, I understand that. the charter says competitive bidding.
Okay.
And I think in the future, what I would recommend is that if we are going to give local vendors of any kind preference, that we ought to include that language in the bid package. That they would be, no, I'm just saying, they would, extra points would be allocated or something along those lines to make it so that
But
they're aware of it.
there's no legal ramifications at this point if we change that.
Well, no.
Then
I can't guarantee that someone doesn't sue you, but whether they're gonna, I would doubt it at that small amount, yeah.
I
don't think
can't
those
make a
would come
motion to change that. My hands are tied, so somebody here, if you agree with me, please make a motion.
I agree.
Do we have to make a separate motion, or do we have to amend the?
You just amend the motion to,
So I would like to amend the motion to clarify that the cabinets for the wastewater treatment plant will be purchased from a local business, Cabinets by Better Built, instead of a nationwide company.
whatever.
Second.
Second.
Okay? Is that fine with everybody?
Sounds good.
I mean, if somebody's opposed, they can vote no when the roll call is. Is there any other questions on any of the others? Roll call.
Fournier.
Yes.
Crop.
Yes.
Menzer.
Yes.
Bunten.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Ford.
No.
Okay. Consent agenda. Need a motion?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed something. Oh, 9D, we removed one, I'm sorry, I apologize. So it's 10A that moved to 9B. D? B out here, okay. Request approval of the 2017-2018 fiscal year budget amendments for all of the city funds and assign $300,000 of the general fund balance. Need a motion?
Move to amend the City of Mount Clemens 2017-2018 fiscal year budget as submitted. Assign $300,000 of general fund to capital outlay.
Second.
Support.
Who seconded it?
Fournier.
Okay.
Attached, please find the budget amendments for all city funds, Michigan's Uniform Budgeting and Accounting Act, as amended by Public Act 621 of 1978, require subsequent amendments to the original adopted budget, general appropriations resolution, for any activity that exceeds its budget appropriation. Attached is a summary of the adjustment requests in each fund. General fund was estimated to net approximately $100,500 with revenues exceeding expenditures when the 2017-18 fiscal year budget was established. After 11 months of activity and review of this budget, approximately $550,000 is now projected to be available in the general fund, primarily due to higher than expected building permits and state shared revenue and lower than estimated employee insurance expenditures. The recommended motion requests that $300,000 of the general fund balance be assigned for capital outlay. This $300,000 capital outlay funding will be used for building improvements and engineering study for City Hall, including HVAC system replacement.
Commissioner Menzer.
So I'm sure that our finance director can correct my language if I don't get this correct. But the $200,000 savings due to less than budgeted costs of employee health insurance, I would like to see that returned to the employees in some way, either via a payment to the, to OPEB, or pay the life insurance obligation that we talked about earlier. So I would like to see that change. I also have some concern about the expenditures are projected at $276,000 less in major streets due to reduced surface maintenance costs. And under local streets, expenditures are projected at about $28,000 less to reduce surface maintenance costs. We have talked about our streets and the bad condition they are in. repeatedly. Put that money back, put it back to roads, you know. I'm sure there are quite a few places that we could resurface things. Those are the three things that are, I think, the most important to me.
It's gonna go back.
It stays.
It stays. Okay. Anybody else? Okay. Roll call.
Crop. Crop.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Spencer.
No.
Bunton.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Fournier.
Yes.
Okay, now consent agenda.
Move to approve consent agenda as approved.
Second.
Is- Do I have a second?
Support.
I have too many vacations. Oh. Roll call, please.
Menser.
Yes.
Bunton.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Fournier.
Yes.
Crop.
Yes.
City manager's report.
City offices will be closed on Wednesday, July 4th for the Independence Day holiday. There will be no refuse pickup on Wednesday, July 4th. Pickup will run one day behind schedule beginning that Wednesday, July 4th through Friday, July 6th. Refuse pickup for Monday, July 2nd and Tuesday, July 3rd will be picked up on schedule. The annual fireworks display will take place on the riverbank on Friday, June 22nd at dusk. Prior to the fireworks, there will be a concert sponsored by Oakland University, Macomb County, featuring 50-amp Fuse Band. We would like to thank the Wayne and Joan Weber Foundation for once again presenting the fireworks. As part of the city's bicentennial celebration, a bootleggers ball will be held on Saturday, June 23rd from 7:30 p.m. until midnight at the Emerald Theater. This is a Prohibition-themed event. Tickets are $40 each or $75 per couple and are available at City Hall. So get your tickets soon before they are gone. The annual garden walk and breakfast will be held on Saturday, June 30th at the Crocker House Museum. For information and tickets, please contact 586-465-2488.
Okay, any questions? All right. We'll go on to commissioner comments. Commissioner Menser.
I just wanted to say, Jeff Wood, again, you rock. $346,000 to the water department. Congratulations and thank you. If it weren't for employees like you, we wouldn't have half of what we do. The farmers market will be handing out Project Senior Fresh coupons from 8 until 12 this Saturday, the 23rd. You must have picture ID and live in Macomb County. It'd be 60 years old or over, with an annual income of $22,459 for one person or $30,451 for two. The Office of Macomb County Senior Services can be contacted if you have any questions about that, or you can actually go to mountclemensfarmersmarket.com. So if you know a senior, tell them to go get their free coupons. They've got free fresh fruits and vegetables from the farmers market. The Mount Clemens Optimist Club has installed another little free library at Wilson School. This is the third of our planned 8 little free libraries throughout the city. It should be filled with books hopefully this weekend. We keep books right now at Seminole and Martin Luther King. So the policy is, I mean, anybody feel free to put a book in, take a book, read a book, return a book, add books if you choose. I am also pleased to announce that the Mount Clemens Optimist Club donated a very nice check to the Mount Clemens-based Comprehensive Youth Services. They're located right over here, right across Crocker. This group provides services for youth in crisis, runaways, and homeless services. There are approximately 20 new Mount Clemens youth who seek services each month, and right now the Comprehensive Youth Services are serving approximately 130 Mount Clemens children between the ages of 12 and 17. It's a good thing. We have a lot of homeless in this city. This will help the comprehensive youth services provide more care and opportunity and transitional housing and living and training for our homeless or in crisis youth. I went to the library last week for the Phil Hale Jazz Trio. It was a free event sponsored at the Mount Clemens Public Library. It was really great. And actually, they picked somebody up out of the audience who got up and started singing Summertime. It was really a lot of fun. They did an excellent job, and I thank the library for putting that together. And that's what I have tonight.
Thank you. Commissioner Ford.
To the residents of Wilson Street, if I remember correctly, about 60 years ago, there used to be a little spring underneath your street. So apparently it's come back.
Spring water, bottle it.
Sell it to Nestle.
Thank you. Commissioner Forney.
I look forward to celebrating it with everyone this weekend, not only the 4th of July celebration for the United States, but our 200th birthday celebration with the Bootlegger Ball and the fireworks. I want to stress, because I hate dressing up, if you don't want to dress up for the Bootleggers Ball, you do not have to. So I've been told that tonight, so I don't intend to. But, and I also want to say that I I didn't plan to, but I ended up attending the summer concert that was held downtown last week. I won't tell any stories. And I enjoyed it immensely. We had a great time. We went to O'Halloran's for dinner, and it was right outside of O'Halloran's, and it was a great band, and we had a great time. And I really encourage everyone to give them a try, because it was a lot of fun. Thank you, and we'll see you this weekend.
Thank you. Commissioner Button.
Okay, I'd like to start by encouraging our community to not blow your grass clippings into the street. And even if you're cutting the edge between the sidewalk and the street, if you would just pick that up. What happens is that goes into the ecosystem, it goes into your sewers, it clogs your sewers up. Our infrastructure here is old as it is, and by being old, it is susceptible to being clogged up and to overflowing, and it just is not a good idea. So if you're doing your lawn, or if you have lawn service, please ask the people to clean up the street as well as the sidewalk when they finish their job. Just like to give you some special days according to Google. On June 18th is National Go Fishing Day. I guess that's a good way to get away from the crowd. On June 19th, that's Juneteenth Day, and as we spoke at the last City Commission meeting, that's the abolition of slavery in the state of Texas, the last U.S. state to abolish slavery, and that happened in June 19th, 1865. And actually, we were in existence before that. Think about that. June 19th, National Kissing Day. Here's a good one for you. June 20th is National Ice Cream Soda Day. And a really special one is June 21st, and that's the first day of summer. It comes about 6:07 a.m. And let's see, June 26th is National Forgiveness Day, a day to forgive and to be forgiven. Make the world a better place by doing a little forgiveness. June 21st, first day, oh, I said that one, okay. June 29th, National Hug Day. That day encourages us to give hugs to those who need them. And the focus is on elderly, sick, invalid, lonely, anyone that needs warmth, cheer, and love that a hug can provide. So go hug somebody. Actually, it would be nice if we all just got up and hugged right now, but we won't do it.
I'd have to take a knee.
Commissioner Wisdom, okay. Whoever says money can't buy you happiness doesn't know where to shop. That's by Telegraph Magazine. And on a little more serious note here, teaching a child to count is fine, but teaching them what counts is even better. And that's by Bob Talbert. And with that, we'll say good night.
Thank you. Commissioner Kraft.
Okay, I'd like to thank everyone who came to my coffee talks this month. My June coffee talks were a success, especially in the evening on the Thursday at 7 o'clock. It was very well attended, and that was exciting to see. So I'm going to continue the evening coffee talk on July 19th, which is a Thursday at 7 p.m. Join me at John's Family Grill. I'll also have July 10th, which is a Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. In regards to the inspection services discussion, I know that we've addressed some of the issues that we were talking about today in many of the work sessions and things, just in more casual conversation. So I am surprised to hear that, that nobody's heard of these things before, and I can appreciate that calling and things, but I think it would be really helpful to many of us to receive our packets a little bit earlier, and I know that is difficult to do in terms of getting information for the agenda, but I can't stress enough that it would help a lot to get it before the weekend, just because that is a difficult time for me personally, to be able to really sit down and get through that and be able to reach you guys to give questions since it's the weekend. I think it would be helpful learning from this situation that if we didn't get contracts one meeting before they expire. I'm looking forward to the Bootleggers Ball, as mentioned before, and I probably too will not be dressing up for that, but I'll look my best.
Very good.
I have tickets available if people can't get a hold of them from City Hall. If you can't get to somebody in the evening, feel free to reach out to me. You can reach me on my city email address, which is on the city webpage, or feel free to call my cell phone 586-933-3974. And they are $40 per person or $75 per couple. I've also noticed that the MCEP cleanup crews that were the Mount Clemens students that MCEP sponsored are out and working again on northbound Gratiot is where I saw them. I think they're doing northbound part of Maine and southbound Gratiot. Is that right, Mickey? And downtown too. Okay, they have more than one crew this year, a couple crews, so that's exciting. And I really appreciate their effort. I mean, I know they're being paid, but I also really appreciate their efforts to clean up our thoroughfares and appreciate the nonprofits that are helping pay for these crews, because they don't pay property taxes, but this is a way for them to give back to our community, and I think that's an excellent way. On June 23rd, there will be a neighborhood ice cream social at the Dairy Queen on northbound Gratiot. I believe it's 2 o'clock, and I just tried to look up on my phone to double check that time, but I can't find it, and I instead turned on a video, and you probably heard it. So, so I'm sure that we can get that information if you call up to City Hall. And that's all I have today.
Thank you. Commissioner Campbell.
I've been requested by residents to thank two departments. First, the DPW for the tree trimming. They were down through the neighborhoods, and several residents ran out and asked them to clip branches, and they were able to do that. So the residents were very happy for that. So, Mr. Wood, please tell the DPW that they're very much appreciated. Also, for the fire department participating at the Ambulance Hall for the flag retirement ceremony. And also, tonight, I thought it was interesting that the water department is able to fabricate parts that are no longer available. So, thank you to the water department for that. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Just a couple things. I'd like to congratulate Don Worrell and wish him best in his retirement. He was our director of the library for over 30-some years, and he's retiring at the end of this month. So I wish him all the luck and hope he gets a chance to relax and do some traveling with his family. So thank you for your service, and you did a great job running that library. I'd also like to thank a couple people in our community who, on their own, saw an issue of some weeds growing wildly by the Transit Museum area on Cass. And she would come in every day and she'd see it, and it just aggravated her to the point where she called her son and said, your dad and I are going out and weeding this morning. Her husband's 80 years old. Probably won't like that I said that, but I just want to point out, she's in her 70s, he's in his 80s, and they went out there and they weeded, along with Mickey Weiss and Steve Anderson from the DPW, or DPS, came out, and they took care of all those weeds that are out by the train station. So Julie and Steve Saff, Senior, thank you. Thank you, but please call us so we can help out before you get down on the ground and start weeding anymore. It's important for us to know so we can help you, but we truly appreciate that, for them doing that. And thirdly, I am going to offer my services. Packets are usually ready Thursday afternoon. I personally will drop them off at your homes Thursday evening. Just call me, call City Hall, call Jennifer. If you can't make it up before that, I will take them to you so that we all have a little bit more time to take a look. It's going to be busy throughout the summer, but I will do that for you. I have to go by Mount Clemens isn't that big. I have to go by all your houses at one time or another, and I will do that for you. So please do not hesitate to call so we can get them out to you. And with that, I need a motion to go into an exec session.
Motion to move to executive session.
There it is.
Support.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Those opposed? Carries. 5-minute recess. I need a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned.